Hi everyone, I'm Michelle Tompkins and I am here at the Woodlands Computer Center and I'm with two of our residents discussing an active aging week program called the Virtual Armchair Tour. This is actually in the Academy brochure, but we'll be highlighting it during the week of Active Aging Week, which begins September 30th. And I want to introduce Jim Plummer, and we have Paul Neighbors joining us today too. But I want to find out what this Virtual Armchair Tour is. Tell us about that, Jim.
Well, the idea is that as you age, it's not just physical fitness you should be thinking about, but brain health as well. And in order to, if you're not able to get out and run around and do a lot of the active aging activities, your computer is a good outlet for using your head, using your brain and thinking, having fun, enjoying yourself. So Paul has done a lot of work and has actually taught classes in this, but you can use your computer to travel anywhere in the world you might want to go, whether it be your house you lived in 50 years ago, or your college campus, or the moon, or some island in the Pacific Ocean. And so we thought it'd be fun to show you what Paul does on the computer, and we'll turn it over to him, I guess.
Okay. So I have a question first
Yes.
of all. So this is starting September 30th, Monday,
Yes.
Tuesday, Wednesday,
Yes.
Thursday, and Friday
Yes.
during Active Aging Week. What time can residents expect to show up here?
Okay, between 10 o'clock and 12 o'clock in the morning, each one of those days. Now, we always have in this computer lab a walk-in clinic for PCs, for IBM DOS, old computers like that. Not Apple computers and not iPads and things, but computers. And we're all really good at computers. And so we have a walk-in clinic here, but during that week, we're also going to be specializing in helping people with armchair traveling.
Okay, so you will be here assisting both
Yes.
of you residents wherever they may want to go. For instance, we were playing around with this when I first got here, and I'm not as computer savvy as most of you residents are, but I wanted to travel to my very first home I lived in as a little girl.
Yep.
Just
It's
looked
still
up my
there.
It's still there. And I traveled to my college campus, which I'll be visiting next month.
And
So-
UCLA.
UCLA, because I'm going to be going there next week.
Yep.
So it's very interesting, because I've never really done this before, and I'm sure many of our residents haven't either. So let's show them what they can expect when they come here.
Great. Paul, it's all yours.
Now we're walking through a museum, the Smithsonian National Museum, and you can walk through and look at the exhibits as you go through, move things around, walk up in front of an exhibit and see it, and take a look at anything you want to see. We can also go out to a place where you're looking at some old Hindu temples, which it took a while to come in, but you can look at the top of the temples. You can come down and stand in front of them. You can turn them around, look at other areas. Another thing you can do is we're looking right now at looking right down on Battery Park in New York. This is a three-dimensional picture, so you can see that if you drag the places over to the right, you can see the right-hand side, left-hand side of the buildings. If you drag them over to the left, you see the right-hand side of the buildings, or if you drag them right in the middle, you're looking straight down on them. I can also change this out of 3D to 2D, and then you can look at the buildings standing up vertically, and you can go around and see these buildings and see the way they are standing, and you can move them up and down at any angle and take a look at these. You can look at the World Trade Building and the new tower that comes up here. You can look at the top of it or scroll down to the bottom. You can look at all these buildings. If you worked in New York or wherever you worked, you can go in and look at whatever building that you lived in. You can take a tour of the White House. This is the Blue Room in the White House. You can walk through this, go to other rooms, look through any of the other rooms that you want to. Just walk around and look at the paintings and things like that. You can look at anything that you're interested in. So any area of the world that you want to look in on, you can take a look at. This is the George Washington's home, and you can look through different rooms here.
Mount Vernon.
Mount Vernon, yeah. You can look through different rooms. You can scroll around those rooms and look at those just as though you were there. So you can go back and look at an old home that you lived in. You can tour around. This is the Eiffel Tower in Paris. You can see all the people gathered around the bottom who are getting ready to take the elevator to the top, or you can stand up here and look straight up and see the elevator, the tower right above you.
As it's falling down.
Yeah. Go up into the national monuments that look into this. This actually is the Great Barrier Reef, Lizard Island on the Great Barrier Reef. So you can go down there and you can look at things underwater there. This is the Arctic National Wildlife Preserve. There are lots of things you can see there. So you can look at almost anything that you want on here. The thing that you can go back through history, you can look at other things that you'd like, whatever. But we think this gives you a nice thing that you can do. And if you just stop in at the computer center in the Woodlands any morning from 10 to 12, we can help you learn how to do these things.
Yeah, so it's pretty looking at it like this, but anybody can do it, not just Paul.
Right.
And you can do it just that quickly if you know exactly where you want to go. And you can actually look at Shell Point. There it is.
Go down here and click on the satellite, so we want the satellite picture.
There it is.
And then we can look at Shell Point here. We can bring it in close, look at different things in Shell Point.
Look at the building where you live.
Go out and look at the buildings where we are, the homes that were built. You can look at this. This is the Woodlands, where you can go out here and look in on the buildings at the entrance. One of the other interesting things that you can do is, this is a different picture here showing this is not quite completed at the front. We can come down here and take a hold of this little gold man and haul him up here and drop him on the road right in front of the house, in front of the building. And then we can age this computer. Whoops, I got it. Yeah, that's it, I guess. Yeah, this is the buildings here. You can go up here and click on this, and you can change the time of the computer. You can show it in one date, you can move it up to another date, and you'll see a different picture here with,
I'll put it somewhere in the middle, yeah.
yeah.
Nothing
This
there.
is the old one where it was just the
That's the Country Inn and Suites.
Country Inn and Suites, and this area out here was not built on at all. That's before we were finishing. Then if you bring this over to here, you can see a current picture of it, which includes the new
Connected living.
Connected living. But
Yeah,
just come in and we'll show you how to use any of these
so
things.
a resident could look at the house where they grew up.
Yes.
And see what changes have been made.
Right.
And all sorts of activities you can do on the computer screen. So that's
I find it a very interesting part of my active aging. I do a lot of virtual travel, and I think a lot of people would enjoy that.
Yep.
Well, there you have it. That's the virtual armchair tour for Active Aging Week. Thank you, gentlemen, for being here with me today and sharing with our residents what the armchair tour is all about. I know I learned quite a bit sitting here and getting to look at some of the various places around the world and around the country that interest me. And I know that our residents will love to do the same, and they can just come in, pop in during that week from 10 to noon right here at the Woodlands.
Or anytime.
Or anytime. And they'll be guided on a little tour for themselves and hopefully be able to learn a little bit where they can take home back to do on their own. So thank you again in Shell Point. Don't forget all of the Active Aging Week events. Stay well.